lots of lyrics and the seagulls compose with barefoot dances in moonlit sand and sunsets that pause just to shake your hand. No need for a plan, no need for a phone. You're already home wherever you roam. Yeah, welcome to Shantyboat Cove.
Well, good morning, guys and gals. Welcome to Shantyboat Cove. I had a coffee and kind of turns my brain on for a couple minutes, and I figured I would try to update you here on what's going on here in Shantyboat Cove. So I just got back last night. I had to go up north for 3 days and mow lawns and kind of check on things and get my mail and stuff like that. And while I was gone, there was like a windstorm that happened for a couple hours, and it banged my, well, this was kind of a dumb thing to do, but I left my fishing machine tied directly up against Wayne's shanty boat, and it banged against it and kind of scuffed it up. But it's all cosmetic, even though it looks bad on the corner, and you know, you want to keep your stuff nice. And I was like, of course it had to happen while I was gone, but it's no one's fault. It's not Wayne's fault. It's not even really my fault. It's just another thing to, I'm just anchoring off, and if we're ever going to hang around on his boat, I just dinghy over. So, you know, there's 1,000 things to think about and consider and plan for and try to plan for when you're living this kind of lifestyle. So, some people have real problems, right? So, another thing I'll mention here is Wayne has this. So, he got this boat for free. Someone. An old guy has a camp up in the UP, and it was just right along my way, and so I threw it on the truck on the way down here. And then Wayne got that Mercury 7.5 horse. It's a 2-stroke for $100, and it's kind of giving him some trouble. None of this is complaining, by the way. Wayne's not complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm just kind of, you know, pointing it out. But it's not running very good. He's put some sea foam through it, and it might have helped a little. And I told him he needs to run it more. He's probably going to do so instead of just back and forth to the beach. 2-strokes really need to warm up before they run well. So probably not all is lost, but I know what he would really like is like a little 4-stroke. I love my little Suzuki. The thing starts in the first pole, and it just puts around and sips fuel, and you know, that's the way to go. $500. I know where there is one, brand spanking new for $500. But money's tight, you know, for everybody. So that's going on. I showed you, I think in the last video, this is a Sane, and we've been using that to catch minnows right here in Shantyboat Cove. This is about the best place to get them. Nice big minnows that like pike like. I mean, here's some little ones right here, but if I walk around in here, I might be able to show you some bigger ones. Kind of like to hang out in these weeds. So that's been cool. Free bait. We're gonna go fishing tomorrow. Wayne is working today. He's got a couple of part-time jobs, and so if one of them's not happening, the other one's usually happening. So let's see what else. It's coming up on the end of July already. I'm used to it. By the age of 53, I've started to realize that time just flies by, especially when you're having fun, as the old saying says. And it's going to be August here pretty soon. I'm probably going to pull out of here August 15th, August 20th, something like that. I want to give myself a solid week to prep for Isle Royal. There's still a couple things I want to do to the Beagle barge, and I think I can get them done in like a week. And yeah, that's going to be awesome. I hope you guys are sticking around for that. It only seems to get better because we're going to be the first shanty boat to go to Isle Royal, and we're going to take our time. I'm kind of thinking like the whole month of September, most of it, 3 weeks of September, it's going to just be on Lake Superior in general. We're hopefully going to go to like Copper Harbor and Manitou Island. I've never taken the barge up there. You guys have, you know, seen it with other boats, but we might have a friend joining us, another shanty boat captain, Shannon. It's still kind of in the works. He lives in North Carolina, but he's good possibility he's going to come join us for Isle Royal. We'll see. On our boat, you know, on the barge. He's not going to bring his up, but and then after that, October, early October, we're going to be getting back on the loop. Hold on a second. Wavey, what are you doing? I never see you get in the water by yourself. What are you doing? She was out here by herself. Are you giving yourself a bath? Anyways, a rare time that Wavey actually gets in the water by herself. She's a great swimmer, but she hates it. She hates water for some reason. Anyways, yeah, so then by October, we're going to be getting back on the loop. Now, this might just be a good time to talk to you guys about this. I thought about making like a video for the backup channel or whatever, because I try to minimize the just yapping away here, but there's a couple other Shantyboat captains we've been talking this summer. Forrest Tramper, I'll remind you who he is. Shannon, of course, on Amelia. Wayne, of course. Is there anybody else we're thinking of here? Well, we've been talking about maybe starting at the tippy top of the Tennessee River, which would basically be Knoxville, and kind of having a flotilla, just like a group of shanty boats that come down the Tennessee, and eventually, like Wayne wants to end up in the Kentucky Lakes, and I think Shannon also wants to go to the Kentucky Lakes, and maybe Forrest Tramper, I don't know, but what his ultimate destination is. But he's moving on to his, he's in the process of selling his house and selling a bunch of stuff to kind of become a full-time Shantyboat captain, which is awesome. He's also trying to start a channel. I'll link to him below if he has anything to link to yet. But we kind of thought it might be a cool idea, in October, all fall colors and everything. It'd be such a beautiful time of year to be in that part of the world. Now, you guys might be asking, I thought you're getting back on the loop. Yes, we are finishing the loop. I promise. I promise to you. If it's the last thing we do, we are going to finish the loop and beyond. So you don't have to worry about that. But the things that, as I might have mentioned this in other videos before, okay, but for me, the kind of pinch point that happens in the loop, at least for a northerner, okay, is the Erie Canal. Okay, you either have to catch it. See, I like to be up north here in the summer, okay? And so the Erie Canal, it's a northern, it's I'm stating the obvious here, but like you have to time it. You either have to time it coming in early in the early summer, or you have to go through it and get out of it in fall. Like this year, they never know quite when they're going to close, but they announce as early as they can. And I think this year, as of 2025, they're closing November 4th. And so that sounds late, but when you start to consider, like fall lingers around into November, and why hurry out of the best time of year? I've talked about this many times from a northerner's perspective. And so I have been kicking around the idea of sorry guys, my arms get tired here. Kicking around the idea of maybe, I could do it both ways. I would have to leave mid-October, and it depends on where we leave. We thought about launching into the Lake Erie and going down Lake Erie and into the Erie Canal and the Hudson, and kind of go down towards our eventual crossing our wake, so to speak, in Oriental, North Carolina, where we left off. Or why not spend fall and part of winter floating down the Tennessee River and, having some of these side trips. The Great Loop has all sorts of little, side trips for those that don't know. There's there's the Black Warrior, there's the Tennessee, there's the Cumberland, So, we could do one of those side trips. I would leave my truck and trailer at Shannon's, which is in North Carolina there, and then when they go off and do their own thing, and let's just call it New Year's, I would ride the scooter back, get my truck and trailer, throw the barge on it, and hop over to North Carolina. And then, spend a month or so until February, exploring all the nooks and crannies of that. There's all sorts of rivers to be exploring, and then you can make it all the way out almost to the Outer Banks. There's endless little places to go and spend your time, And then let's call it February, March 1st, okay? We would start crawling up the East Coast towards home. and try to time it. You know, linger in the Chesapeake. The Chesapeake, you could hang out there for years and not see it all. And then when the timing's right, kind of catch the Erie Canal when they just open in the spring. Go through it and into the Great Lakes. And who knows, maybe make it right back here to Shantyboat Cove in like May or June. So what do you guys think of that? Would you guys be excited to watch somebody show the Tennessee River, the entire thing, and not just kind of knocking it off in a week like I've seen a lot of other loopers do? I mean, it's not like it's really long, but there are a bunch of reservoirs that are worth exploring, and all the little towns. I mean, I don't even need to sell this, right? Like, of course, that part of the world is so beautiful. There'd be great fishing. Would you guys be excited about that? Or sometimes I get the feeling like folks, just want to see the loop. Like, get back on the loop. Just be doing the loop. Don't do any of these side trips, or, it gets too focused. So comment below if you would. What do you think about spending fall exploring the Tennessee River? There's Chattanooga, there's Knoxville, there's Guntersville, there's all those reservoirs. It would be fall, it'd be beautiful. There might be other shantyboaters there to, hang out with and get to know. We have no problem doing it on our own. I'm fine with Wavey's company. You're Wavey and you guys, so it's not about that. But it's often nice to hang out with people too, especially like-minded people. So that's my ideas. I think it's whittling down to that. Either start in Knoxville in October and spend fall slowly making our way down to Pickwick, and maybe we'd follow into the Kentucky Lakes and go visit Chris on the Shallow Lady and Waterbug's down in the Kentucky Lakes now, and we could kind of have a little mini rendezvous. If you're a Shantyboat captain, if you're on the Shallow Drafters and you have the time and the desire to come and meet us somewhere along that route, contact me. I always put my email in the description. So that's just an idea. I haven't committed to it yet. We have to figure it out, fairly soon, but maybe you can help us. So, okay, guys. Wavey and I are I'm going to take a bath, and then Wavey and I are going to go up to grab the scooter. I don't know if I've told you guys this, but we got permission to park the scooter and some auxiliary overflow parking at the township park just right up the hill. It's been awesome. They're even letting us do it for free. So while I was gone, the sheriff's boat came by, and Wayne, talked to them, and he said, are there any problems? We're just checking in with you. And they're like, no, we watch your videos and carry on, guys. It's great. It just laughed. So we are so welcome here. We have, I almost foresee that like 50 years from now on some map somewhere, this is actually going to be called Shanty Boat Cove. They're just going to, and then there's going to be this lore. They're going to put like a sign somewhere, like one of those little official Michigan plaques. And it's going to be like, in the summer of 2025, ancient history. There were a couple of crazy guys that lived in this cove, and they called it Shanty Boat Cove, and it never really had an official name, but that's when we decided to call it Shanty Boat Cove. And now people far and wide come with their shanty boats, if there's even shanty boats then, who knows. Are we even going to make it another 10 years, guys? It's crazy. Anyways, I'm going to stop yapping. I'm going to carry on with our day, and I'm going to take you with me. It's going to be kind of like a day in the life of a shanty boat captain and Shanty Boat Cove. So stay tuned. Look at this pool of little minnows. What are these? You can almost catch these by hand. Look at this. What are these? Oh, they're little catfish. Or they're those bowfins. Little baby bowfins. Look at that. Oh God, lazy. Nice day. That'd be perfect.
Welcome. 429. 159. 149.
Good girl. Did I get the right one? Oh hi, I'm Wavey Gravy, star of the channel. Brenton's been putting me to work earning my treats, so here goes. We have an Oukitel 2400 watt power station sent to us, and it has been solving all of our power needs in Shantyboat Cove this summer. It is being powered by a 200 watt flexible solar panel by Allpowers. There's a link in the description. And of course, it's been functioning as a battery and a charge controller and an inverter all in one, which then powers the ICECO, so we can keep things cold like apple juice and orange juice and heavy whipping cream and such, and beers, I suppose. And then on the other side, we've just been keeping bait mostly, and like, you know, some pickles and stuff that doesn't have to be like really cold. Though ICECOs can be a freezer and a fridge, or it can be 2 fridges or 2 freezers. So we have the awesome package, and the heart of it is the Oukitel 2400 watt power station. So check it out, link below, discount code. Well guys, a subscriber and a friend, we've known each other for years but never actually met in person. He lives here in Michigan, just like a couple hours away. He's coming up to do some fishing with us today, this afternoon. He brought his little Boston whaler, so let's just go see if we can catch them some fish. So stay tuned. So Lee's here with Tracy visiting, and he's more of the fisherman today, and he just caught a beautiful sunny. I want to hold that up. That's a beautiful one. Holding a little rock bass there. Not so little. They don't get much bigger than that normally. Look at this, guys. That is that's probably a 13-inch perch right there. That's the biggest perch we've seen so far. Lee everything he's catching right now is just like extra big. Beautiful. It's gonna be so good. Okay guys, so we caught all the fish in this spot, so we're gonna take them over to the next one. Okay, so Lee just topped his last record of about 15 minutes ago. This has got to be probably a 14-incher right here. Okay, guys, so let's see what mostly Lee caught. I caught a couple of the small ones here, but man, oh man, did he have the magic touch for catching the big ones. I'm pretty sure this is the biggest perch. It is. Yeah, it's over 12. It's like 12 and a half inches. And then we've got another one that's 11 and a half inches. Oh, see, I just want to show you. Perch are just all fillet. It's almost like they were put on this earth for us to eat. Here's an example of a really big sunny. I think that's a sunny or maybe a bluegill. One of the brim or panfish that Lee caught. That's a monster. And that's what you get. I'm going to take this bowl to Wayne's dad, and we're going to keep those for the next meal.
Welcome to Shantyboat Cove, where the breeze writes the lyrics and the seagulls compose, with barefoot dances in moonlit sand and sunsets that pause just to shake your hand. No need for a plan, no need for a phone. You're already home wherever you roam. Yeah, welcome to Shantyboat Cove.
Okay.